Welcome to another episode of Mick and Ori's Classic Cars. I'm Mick.
And I'm Ori.
And Ori, are we excited today?
Oh, absolutely.
99 years, I think.
It's not often you get to celebrate a 99th birthday, Mick.
So, Mario,
Welcome.
501, 99 years.
99
so
years.
This is in its 100th year then.
Exactly.
All right?
Yep.
We're having a coffee. There's a couple of biscuits here as well.
Thought you'd give you a bit of a look at it.
Let me tell you that some of these parts do not look 99 years old, though.
It's come
Mario.
a long way, and you're thinking that you might actually start it in its 100th year now.
Well, that's the plan, Michael. Hopefully, it is 99 years old. It was last week. The plan is to try and get it started in the next few weeks if we can, and then progress on and maybe have it on its wheels, ready for a drive in 12 months' time. So
you've pretty much refurbished every single part of the original engine block?
yeah, I have, Ori. Yeah. The whole car, in fact, I've completely dismantled it. It was a car. It was running.
Well, there's part
the
of
body's up there.
The body's up there. It's hanging up there.
And basically started from the back end and worked away to the front end, and yeah, just had to look at every single component. It even though it was running, it was quite in a sad state. So yeah, slowly bring it back to life, trying to find a balance between preservation and restoration, trying to keep some originality, some age in the car if I can.
Yeah. So you're looking at, like the finishes on here. That's your fuel tank, of course.
Yeah.
That is how it's going to remain.
That's how it's going to remain. So that's how it came out the car when I took it apart. All I've done there is just cleaned it.
Clean it.
As you can see, it's still got some of the original green paint on it.
Yeah. You can see the green
You can
paint
see
here
the
on the
green
body.
paint down here. I've just given it a satin clear finish just to try and preserve what's left and really just try and keep some age in the car. I think it's really important with it.
And all these copper parts are all the original?
All original.
That'd be brass, wouldn't it?
All
brass,
brass, yeah.
brass. And so all the bolts, you're telling me, are from the original car?
99% of the bolts are still original bolts.
That's unbelievable.
Amazingly
Some you can't get.
Some you can't get, yeah.
So
I was really happy to see that when I did take this car apart that so many of the nuts and bolts were still there.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So resourcing parts and bits and pieces, and even just knowledge, you've been able to get the manuals.
I have, Michael, and resources is the key. I spent a number of months trying to find my contacts, I suppose, be it internet or in person, and you just get this network of people going. Because it's really daunting at the start when you look at your car and you know what's missing, and you think, where do I start?
Yeah.
But slowly you get the contacts, and slowly they start to help you, and it's a wonderful. Actually, it's a real community. It's like any brand and model of car, really, but it's a bit like.
It's like what we speak about, Ori, when we first got our cars. Who are you going to use? Who do you go to? You want to have some confidence. So,
someone that knows the car, understands the car,
you build up your confidence,
and has a network of people that can help you with the car.
Yeah.
But for me, my favourite thing that you've done is get the original build sheet.
That was
from
great.
Italy. That
I've
is
got the original
unbelievable.
build sheet.
99
I was actually
years after.
amazed. I was really amazed. It took 8 months to get it. Contacted the Centro Storico in Torino, sent them the details, and eventually, with the help of a friend in Italy, we got the original build sheet.
That is amazing. So you know the exact date it came out of the factory and how it came out. So it came out as a chassis
with no body.
With no body, and the body was built here in Adelaide.
So the car was actually, its destination was South Australia from New on the 5th of May 1924.
So that's back in the days when they were building the chassis, and you'd get the different carrozzerias to build the.
That's right.
And while you're talking about the body, you're thinking of not putting that original body back on. Yeah,
I had a thought, Michael. For me, the body was something that the client chose once the chassis arrived. The concessionaire or whoever it was that was bringing these cars in would bring them in, and then you would sit with them and you would make a decision as to what body you wanted and who was going to body it. So this part here is the Italian car, and the body up there is the Australian car. So because I haven't been able to find too much history there, it's given me a little bit of flexibility. They did make these in torpedo bodies like this, which is a 4-seater. They made them as commercial vehicles, utes, vans, and of course Corsa and S versions. So they made these as race cars as well. So I'm thinking about possibly a boat tail.
Yeah. So
Yeah, boat
if you
tail.
do it as a boat tail, the front, did it come with the front though?
It did.
So you've got the,
So the front
the
cowling,
gauges,
yeah,
all the gauges,
yeah,
all the front
exactly.
cowling,
Yeah. So from about here forward, it was what it was, and then from here back, it was up to the.
And do you know, that would have been painted in that colour? So when it came out...
Well, I don't know. It's a good question. All the photos are black and white.
Because that's green, and if that would have been original...
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, but if you're not going to put the original body on, you may as well then do whatever colour you want.
I'm still going to go green.
You are going to go the original.
Yeah, I'm still going to go green. Yeah, I think
looking
I will.
forward to this.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to
And some of the details, I mean, setting up the linkages. So this has got a similar to, it's not cruise control, it's throttle control, isn't it?
Yeah, it's throttle control. Yeah, it's funny. I've had many laughs about the throttle control because it's very mechanical. It's behind the steering wheel. So it's on a ratchet system, and just the thought of wanting to disengage quickly would be quite frightening.
So with the current, the new models,
There's
you
no
put your
tapping the
clutch or
brake,
brake, and
yeah.
it stops. So
Yeah, I think in today's environment, you would probably use that more to warm the car up than actually drive it. Yeah, so.
Murray, how many hours of work have already gone into getting it to this
I've
stage?
lost count. It's been 2 years, Ori.
Okay, so you haven't got a job card like you have for the other guys.
No, that's not. I think this one will send the client broke.
Actually, it would be good if you didn't have a job card for me, actually. Or he'd like it too, wouldn't you?
But 2 years, I try and spend, I really do, I try and spend a couple of hours a week on my own car, whether it's before hours or after hours, just to keep it rolling along, because I just don't want it to sit in the corner. And it's been really interesting too, Michael, having that idea here, because it's giving my clients something to look at when they come in as well.
Rather than just look at
they actually enjoy watching the growth of the car. So yeah.
Any major problems you've uncovered when you've pulled it apart, started again, that you think, oh no, I need to find this and I need to do this?
Not really. Oh, look, apart from the fact that the engine sump had a crack in it around the starter motor area, but again, with the right people, it was repaired, and and they probably can't even tell. But no, not really. Nothing you wouldn't expect.
Well, it's funny you say nothing you wouldn't expect, but being here, because my car's been here for a while, I do know of the stories, how am I going to do this, but you work through it, and he comes up with little things, and sometimes you've got to improvise as well. Yep. But it looks amazing.
Fantastic.
So.
I've seen the original badges come up.
And you can see the finishes I've gone for as well, like with the aluminium. It's just cleaned. So when the engine was stripped, I just cleaned it. I didn't blast it, I tried to keep some of the original patina in the aluminium. So as you can see, that's just how I think it should be.
And even the rails, all the rails, that's how they were, So
the rails have been painted, obviously, but we haven't tried to smooth out any of the imperfections in it. We've just put paint back on it, and even that I've tried to use the same sort of products that would have been used in the day. So I've used enamel paints, not 2-packs or these fancy modern materials.
So what's your dilemma going forward now? Because body-wise, engine-wise, straightforward, I suppose.
Mechanically, it's almost done. I'm probably a couple of months away and actually having it on its wheels. Then the real dilemma is I still haven't made that concrete decision about the body. Although I do think having a 2-door hop-in car would be...
Hop-in, no doors.
No doors. A
No
two-seater hop-in car would be...
With a boat tail.
With a boat tail.
You mentioned the tyres. Can you find the tyres?
You can. It's a lot like all of this stuff. There's different suppliers in the world, and there's...
Because what are they, 11-inch, 12-inch?
No, they're 19-inch.
Big.
19.
The originals came out with 19.
I think there was 17 and 19, or...
Yeah, the very first of them, I believe, came out with 17-inch wheels.
Yeah.
My car has 19-inch wheels, so is the next model,
Well,
503.
I thought they were a lot thinner than that. Well, because the rims tell me...
No, that's thinner, you mean the width?
Yeah, the width. No, the width.
No, they're narrow.
They're narrow, yeah. So
they're narrow.
so 19 high.
Yeah.
And then
4, probably.
Probably 4.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're fairly narrow.
Yeah. Actually, they're 5.5, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, 4, yeah.
And hence
Anyway,
you can still find those tyres.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a few different manufacturers, yeah, absolutely. Well, you've got to remember too, Ori, maybe not so much here, but in the rest of the world, Europe,
They still race
they
them.
race them.
They race
They
them.
race
That's
them.
right.
Yeah, so,
And you've got to race them with period wheels.
Yeah.
Now, how good would it be to take this back to the Fiat factory in Italy?
And it's 100th year, the 100th birthday.
Well, maybe we can.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, it's been good. It's a good project.
I love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's different to everything else I do.
One of the things I was going to ask as well is a lot of the stuff has got to be manufactured. you know, like little
Yes.
bushes and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, and everyone talks about, you know, it's a dying breed of people that do this work.
Yep.
You can't just go into the bearing company down the road and
Yep.
say, can you make this
It's
sleeve?
very true, yeah, and it's dying breed is one way to describe it, and we take that to all respect to the young guys that are coming through, the machinists and engineers and all of that. The dying breed part for me is the older retired gentleman who actually knows what you're talking about. So if you ask him to make you a kingpin, for example, which lives
Yeah.
in here, he knows what it is. With all respect to some of the young guys, they may
really
not, you know. But so yeah, there is a dying breed,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So yeah.
You'd hope that it's getting passed to the next
Yeah,
generation.
I'm
You'd
sure
hope
it is.
someone's-
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Because this
Yeah.
is, we're talking about, it's going to be a classic one day. So 2024
One day.
is what year? I mean, sorry, is that veteran or vintage?
This is vintage.
This is vintage,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So when does it become veteran?
Well,
What-
veteran
what-
is pre-World War One.
Ah, okay, that's what veteran is, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it's vintage.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
It's been
So-
great to see the evolution and it coming together.
And trying to find history is fun too. That's always exciting, and finding out more about this period when who was being built and stuff like that. And yeah,
But it's just the detail
Well,
in
that's
some
what
of
I'm
this
saying.
stuff. I think it's,
A modern day engine would have this
Yeah.
much detail.
well, you wouldn't see it anyway. It would be
see it.
under
You don't
covers.
see it,
It'd
exactly
be
right.
under covers, yeah.
No, it's fantastic.
yeah.
All right, I think
Thanks, Mario.
we'll talk another day, but there's a lot to be done
a
still,
lot
but
to be
it's
done.
actually getting there, as they say in the restoration business. It's getting there. Won't be long now.
Yeah, there is no real time frame, I suppose.
We'll be
but-
back to, it'll get a letter from the king.
Oh, that's
Next
right,
year?
the new king.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
Letter
100
from the
years,
king.
you get a letter from the
No, I
king.
don't think he gives letters out to motor cars. But
Doesn't it?
No.
Hey, you never
We can
know.
try.
You never know.
We can
Thanks,
try.
Mario.
No, no worries. Absolute
We're
pleasure.
going to leave it there. Remember, if your car's not a classic, it might be a, what did you say,
Vintage.
vintage or what?
It'll definitely be one day.
Will be one day. Thanks, Mario.
No worries.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.